Hello again. This is number 5 in our series on the path to Game 2. Now, Game 2 is not just a little better than Game 1, it's a lot better. So making the transition to Game 2 is not just a step, it's a jump. And this session is about that jump. Up to now, we've focused on looking, stepping off the path, looking for different, looking for delta. And that is the first stage. But looking is not the same as seeing. We only have to think of Picasso to remember that we can look at the same thing and see it very differently indeed. So seeing things differently is the second stage on the path. And to make the jump to Game 2, you've got to see the jump. You've got to practice this kind of jump thinking. So I'm going to give you 3 examples of jump thinking to start you off, and then your exercise from this session is to go looking for these kinds of jumps yourself, and for the insights that bubble up around them. First example, the oak and the acorn. Imagine it's in the autumn, you're looking at a magnificent oak tree covered with acorns, and you're holding one tiny acorn. So 2 questions. How many acorns on that oak? Second question, how many oak trees in this acorn? You get the jump? When you resize your thinking, you resize what you're seeing, you revalue the acorn. And the insight that comes up from that for me is, where else in your life could you resize and revalue something like this? Second example, don't move, stay perfectly still. Look around just to check you're not sliding along the floor. But then you can't be moving without realizing it, can you? And yes, you can. Because right now, if you're at the equator, you'd be spinning around the axis of the Earth at 1,700 kilometers per hour. Wherever you are on the Earth, you'll be spinning around the sun at 100,000 kilometers per hour. And everyone on Earth and the whole solar system is spinning around the center of our galaxy, the Milky Way, at 750,000 kilometers per hour. So although you feel perfectly still, the net effect of all these movements is that you're actually flying through space at about 1,000,000 kilometers per hour. Now that's quite a jump, isn't it? And here's the insight that bubbles up for me around that. Where else in your life are there things that you're not aware of, forces acting on you that you can't see or feel? What else is happening to you right now that is important, but you're not aware of? What pressures and forces are acting on you, your customers, your team, and the system around you that you're not taking into account? Third example. I particularly love this one, and this is in 2 parts. There's a double jump. Go outside to your garden or anywhere that there's some plants. Go and stand in a place where you can see plants around you. It doesn't matter what they are. It could be weeds, grass, anything you like. And now look slowly at everything around you. Count the plants. Count the individual plants. Count the different kinds of plants. Just do that for a couple of minutes and notice how much you see. Now you're looking, now you're being curious about it. So that's the first part of the jump. You're looking more closely. But here's the really powerful one for me. I love this. Do it again. Look at these plants that you've now examined, but this time focus not on the plants, but on the space between the plants. Look at the space, not at the plants. It's not easy to start with, but the more you look, the easier it gets. Now, this principle is the principle on which traditional Japanese gardens are designed and constructed. It's the purpose of the Japanese garden, is to create the space between the plants, not the plants. In Western gardens, we typically we put in plants. In Japanese gardens, they put in space. So ma is the word for this. Ma is the name of this principle, and it's looking at the space between things. Well, I love this. Where else in your life could you apply the principle of ma? Could you, for example, apply it to the people that are around you? We focus so much on the people. Maybe it would be interesting to focus on the space between the people, the space between us and them, the space between them and each other. And in fact, all three of the jumps I've described and the insights around them can be applied to the people around you, your team, your business, the people you work with, the people you're not working with yet, the people who are influencing you and the people you need to influence, including your customers. So let's just summarize those insights again. You can revalue the people around you like the acorn instead of the tree, revalue their potential. You can see the invisible forces acting on the people around you and on yourself and on the system you're trying to influence. And you can shift your focus from the people and the individuals to the spaces between the people and the individuals, including yourself and them, and see what happens. Now, please go and find some jumps for yourself and enjoy the insights that bubble up around them. Then you can apply that thinking to the people around you and to the spaces between you, because this is where game 2 is played and won. This is where the jump to game 2 will make so much difference, and that's what we're going to really get into next time. So jump well, jump high, and see you soon. Bye for now.